Son, for thousands of years, we've been praying for God to take this curse off us. God heard our prayers and said he'd show us a way back to him. Man wanted to know why he fell from light to darkness, from love to damnation, from blessedness to shame. And God cast them out of the garden and told the man he had to get his bread by the sweat of his brow, and told the woman she had to bring forth her children in pain and sorrow. The world turned against them, and they had to fight the world for life. Son, for thousands of years, we've been praying for God to take this curse off us. God heard our prayers and said he'd show us a way back to him. So I'm reading Native Son by Wright, and I'm a little bit more than halfway into it. And in this particular section, a preacher is speaking to the main protagonist, Bigger Thomas. And I had to stop and really think about what was being said here. The preacher basically told Bigger the reason why we humans live the life that we do now is because of Adam and Eve. Man wanted to know why he fell from darkness. Man got too curious about his origins and started questioning the will of God. And because of that, God casted them out of the garden to live life the way that we know it today, surviving by means of working, and people with wombs having periods and suffering painful births. As a result of all this, just like the preacher said, we've been praying for God to take this curse off us. But I'm here to ask you, what if we're not cursed? Religions have taught us the way that we live our lives and the way that we carry ourselves dictate whether we go to heaven or hell. So we have to move a certain way, be careful of what we consume, how we behave, and what we say. Muslims can't drink alcohol or consume any type of drugs. Christians can't take the Lord's name in vain, etc., etc. The list goes on and on. Otherwise, you'll be cast to eternal damnation if you believe in heaven or hell to begin with. So imagine consuming all this information at a young age. Growing up, you feel guilty, scared to do the wrong thing. You'd fear God. Every step you make had to have been carefully analyzed, up to the point where it limited your earthly, very human experience. You're human for a reason. We make mistakes. And that's the beautiful part about life, is that we learn from them and that we're able to adapt. What if this human experience that we're witnessing isn't us being cursed, but just that? Living a human experience. Now, of course, I'm not justifying the real atrocities that people face on a daily, like the after effects of slavery, colonization, racism, poverty, homelessness, etc. Those shouldn't exist in the first place. But what if in this universe, on this earth, in this moment of time, right here, right now, wherever you are, this is the life that you're supposed to be living? Humans are meant to experience all that this world has to offer. We're literal sponges, absorbing information and stimuli all around us. Experience all that you can while you can, and be grateful that you even have the chance to do so. If enough people tell you that you're cursed for long enough, eventually you'll start to believe it. But it's up to you to break that cycle and to change that narrative. Live life for yourself and don't live in fear, because I'm pretty sure our God wouldn't want us to live in fear and fear them anyways. Life is what you make it. It's beautiful when it can be. Don't let anyone tell you that your life is cursed. You have that power to determine that for yourself. So that's all I have for you. If you enjoyed this video, you already know what to do. If you want me to do more book analyses, let me know down in the comments below. I actually have another section of Native Son that I kind of want to analyze. So you'll catch that later on in part 2. And that's it. Catch you in the next one.